Hey guys, welcome back to the X-Ring. On today's episode, we're going to compare some more CZ pistols. First one being the CZ P-07. You guys can see this is set up with the suppressor height sights, threaded barrel. This does feature the Omega trigger system. So with that trigger system, you can switch it from decock to cocked and locked, where it's actual safety rather than the decock position. This does have a +2 in it. It is a polymer lower, has forward slide serrations, and it has a hammer. Let's compare it to the CZ P10C with the exact same setup. It is going to be in the Urban Gray, which has the touch of flat dark earth in it. This has the suppressor height sights, threaded barrel, but this is a striker fired system. These are almost identical in size. I've looked at them, held them side by side. One has a beaver tail, being the P-07. The other one here doesn't have a long beaver tail like that. So this brings into discussion, why would you choose one or the other? And I like striker fired systems because it's the same thing each and every time. Whereas with like a P-07 with the Omega trigger system, that first shot is going to be really long, very long pull and heavy. And then you've got your reset just like on the other ones, but it's a long reset, which I've showed you guys before. You know, that's a good 1/2 inch, and then you can take it up. Now remember, we could always switch this to where it's single action only. I see places for both. For a lot of guys that carry concealed, and guys, these would be comparable to like a Glock 19. Some guys want the continuity of the striker fired system, but then some guys don't feel comfortable carrying one in the waistband or on the hip with a striker fired system because it doesn't take a lot to actually fire it. It's just that striker with the safety that's built into it, kind of like the Glock trigger system, the safe action trigger. So I can see this because a lot of guys might want to be sure of that very first round, a long trigger pull, and then everyone's going to be the same afterwards. So let's compare these two pistols. I'll give you my thoughts on it. I prefer striker fired systems. I'll go ahead and tell you that, but this might change my mind because I was very, very impressed with the other CZ that I shot, the P01, I believe it was. But let's go ahead and put these things on paper at 15 yards. Let's see how they do. All right, guys, so one thing I forgot to mention is both of the pistols do feature interchangeable backstraps. There's a couple different variations you might see, maybe with a lanyard loop or without a lanyard loop. The very first pistol we're going to shoot is the CZ P-07. Now, this one has the Omega system with the hammer. So in order to be fair, I'm going to go ahead and decock it because this is probably the way you're going to be carrying it. I'm also going to switch up my 15-yard accuracy test. What I'm going to do is just bring it up on target. I'm going to shoot the left shoot and see. I'm going to shoot 7 rounds, not crazy fast, but just trying to hold the shoot and see. And then I'm going to compare it to the striker fired pistol. I'll try to keep about the same cadence, okay? Because I do consider these concealed carry size guns in the compact model instead of like a subcompact. So here we go. Target on the left with the CZ P-07 with the Omega trigger system. All right, Rick, you say go.
Go.
Okay, 7 rounds. You can see that I pulled 2 of them high. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not bad at 15 yards. I've got 2 in the X-ring. 1 I pulled high. I think it was the second shot. You can hear me pull that a little, or hear it a little higher. And there you go. That's where it's going to fall into that. You don't have the same thing every time. You have that long first double action shot, then it goes to single action. So that second shot, as I was taking up the slack, I wasn't quite on target. So that was the first one, the CZ P-07. All right, guys, so we're going to do the same test with the CZ P10C. I've shot one of these before. I borrowed one of Rick's. It didn't have the threaded barrel, the suppressor sights, but let's compare it to the P-07. I'm going to shoot the target on the right, the shoot and see, 15 yards. More like a concealed carry type setup. All right, so we'll go low ready, and Rick will say go when he is ready.
Go.
Okay, so not bad. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I pulled one off to the left. I think you can actually see it on the other shoot and see. But for this test, the P-07 actually shot better for me than this did. I can't say it's got more felt recoil, but to me, I don't know if it's maybe just the texturing on this back strap. And what you guys can see is all this dimpling, which I really like, but I also noticed the recoil a little more, and it might be the profile of it. This one is not as rounded as the other one. And with the palms, I don't like something that sticks out here a lot. And so on the P-07, it's more flat. And on the P10C, you can see it's got a big round swell to it. So this one did not feel as good to me, being the P10C, as this one did, and which is really odd because I do like my striker-fired pistols. Pretty impressed with that Omega trigger system and that setup. Let's shoot some plates with it. All right, guys, there's the targets up close. You can definitely tell I shot that P-07 a little tighter and a little more accurately than I did with the P10C. All right, guys, so on the plates, the CZ P-07. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just start left to right. So man steel first, go. Okay, not bad. You can see I kind of went forwards on that one. I thought I had a malfunction. That's that long reset that I'm not used to. But I tell you what, man, these are some very accurate pistols. I'm really surprised that I wasn't more aware of the CZ pistols. Because it's a great value, great bang for the buck. Same thing, we're going to do 17 rounds. We're going to shoot the CZ P10C. And here we go, left to right. Yeah, it's pretty obvious on the plate which ones I shoot better, and that is going to be the CZ P-07. I know this is a short review, but I really wanted to compare the two because I've gotten so accustomed to these stupid striker guns. But there is a place for these. Guys, I really like this setup. If you're on the fence and you don't want something like a Glock, you want something a little different, I really don't see how you can go wrong with any of the CZs. I'm not going to say that I like this better than the P01 that I tested, or the SP01. Which one is it? I can't remember. There's too many P01s, P07s, P everything else. That's the hardest part for me to remember because I am new to this setup. I think I like the metal frame a little better if I'm going to have a pistol. There's nothing wrong with the polymer, but here lately I like some of the metal guns, you know, all metal top and bottom, whether it's aluminum or not. But this is not a bad option either. It just gives you a polymer lower rather than the steel or alloy lower. All right, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Hope you like that quick review. We'll talk to you soon.